It started with a letter. A letter with no return address slipped under Daniel's apartment door on a quiet Sunday morning. The paper smelled faintly of lake water, damp, metallic, cold. It said only this: "You left something behind. Come back before it's too late." Daniel hadn't been back to the lake house in 15 years. Not since that night. Not since she disappeared. The drive there was long, the road cracked and forgotten. By the time he arrived, the sun was dying behind the trees, casting long shadows over the still, black water. The house looked smaller than he remembered, abandoned, broken, but somehow waiting, inside. Everything was the same. The photographs on the mantel, the old clock that never worked, and on the wall a single dark handprint, smeared across the wallpaper like a stain that refused to fade. He unpacked his bag, trying to ignore the smell. The air inside was wet and heavy, like the lake itself was breathing through the walls. That night, as rain began to fall, he heard it, a voice soft, faint, drifting through the halls. "Daniel?" He froze. It was her voice. He followed it down the corridor, past the flickering light bulb, until he reached the basement door. He hadn't opened that door in 15 years. It was still locked, or so he thought. But the handle turned easily. The smell hit him first: rot, wet soil, and something else, something familiar. At the bottom of the stairs, he saw a single chair facing the wall. And on the chair, a music box. It began to play, a song he hadn't heard since childhood. Her song. He whispered, "Sophie." The music stopped. Then the voice came again, but this time closer, behind him. "You shouldn't have come back." Daniel turned. No one there, but the basement door slammed shut, throwing him into darkness. Something moved in the corner. Something small. Wet footprints began to appear on the floor, one after another, leading toward him. He backed up slowly until his shoulders hit the cold wall. The whisper was right next to his ear now, soft, trembling, almost human. "Come closer. Look at me." When he lifted his flashlight, he saw her. Her eyes were open, but they weren't hers anymore. They were black and hollow, filled with rippling water that moved as she spoke. "You let me drown." The floor beneath him began to move, waves of dark water spreading across the concrete. The air filled with the sound of rushing waves, but they were inside the house. Daniel tried to run, but the water climbed his legs, freezing cold, pulling him down. He gasped, reaching for the stairs, but all he saw was her reflection in the water, smiling, waiting. The next morning, a fisherman found Daniel's car by the lake. The door was open. The seat was wet. But there was no sign of him. Only a single, muddy footprint, leading back toward the house. And inside, on the table, lay a letter. Same handwriting. Same smell of the lake. "He's home now."